Hi, everyone, and thanks for joining us. My name is Allison Leahy, and I'm the community manager at Ning. I'm here with Corey and Juana from our community advocacy team. I'm going to start us off with some general housekeeping rules, and then I'll pass it over to Corey, who will give you an overview of the groups feature and point to some example use cases. I'll jump back in to tell you about a few additional features in development. And finally, Juana will do a deep dive into groups so you can see the feature in action. Okay, so thanks again for joining us, everyone. I'm going to pass it over to Corey, who will give you a brief overview of some of the major components of supergroups.
Hi everyone, my name's Corey. I'm going to give you a brief overview of groups. There's some great functionality that's been included in the initial release of groups. One of the major ones is this concept of supergroups, in which each group can now operate kind of as its own mini full-featured network, meaning group admins can have multiple instances of blogs, forums, photos, different features to each group. There's also customization, so if the network creator chooses to, each group can add a cover photo, customize their navigation, and what I think is most important and kind of customizable is that group members can be called different things. For instance, if you have a biking group, your members, instead of saying we have 5 new members, it could be 5 new cyclists or something like that. You're also able to modify your group URL and have custom pages with them automatically, so there's no more need to invite members and deal with the complications that can occur sometimes with invitations. There's also the ability to have members be added through profile questions, which is kind of a intriguing feature for a lot of people. So if you have a group based on location or something like that, they can easily be put into that group automatically through their profile question. Enhanced control, I think, is vital and something a lot of network creators have really asked for a while. We've kind of eliminated the concept of group ownership. So there's only group administrators. There's not a group owner, so should a group administrator leave, it's not as big of an issue as it was on Ning 2.0. The network creator or a full network administrator is able to specify who can create groups, who can view the larger group hub page. We've given different controls as well. Juana will go into them a little bit more, but they involve the amount of control each group administrator can have. Network creators are always able to override the default setting if they have a specific group that they'd like to change up a little. The last is this concept of being able to have unique advertisements for each group. I know Mobile made a comment on a creators discussion within the groups that he's using that feature, the ability to have a upper HTML box to put ads in, as a way to market around a particular group. It's far more customizable. If you have a group about biking, you could have ads that pertain simply to biking. I think it'll be a lot more appealing to advertisers as well. There were some examples that came up over the weekend of great use cases for groups. I know John Bisley mentioned classifieds, the ability to have classifieds in a slightly more organized fashion than you would, say, using forums. Each group has a different item or class, so for instance, it would be cameras and accessories, and people would post discussions with their classified ad. The second one I saw that was pretty intriguing is a way to do job boards. You can have each group be a specific country or a specific functional area, looking for a specific type of engineer or salesperson, etc., etc. It can be slightly more powerful to be able to narrow in like that. So with that general overview, I'm going to pass it to Juana, who's going to do a screen share with you guys and kind of go really deep into how groups works and how to set them up.
My name is Juana, and we'll go ahead and get started today and dive right in. So the Group Hub is the new type of page that you guys will see when you head into your site and pages. And we'll go ahead and add that new page in right now and create a group hub. This is where all of your groups are going to be located. So it's a really good way to just group them all together and have like a nice area for everybody to see all your groups on display. So on this page here, we can start by giving our group hub a title. So I'll go ahead and, since this is an indoor music festival network, we'll do indoor music festivals groups. All right. We can also give it a different title if we wanted to for the navigation, for how we want it to show up in the navigation, but I like the way that looks, so we'll keep it that way. Next, for the general settings, the cool thing is that you can start choosing which of your members you'd like to be able to add groups. So not just admins or you and regular members, but you can actually have featured members create groups. You can have members by categories create groups. So if you have, like we do, fans and musicians on our page, we can have specific group categories create them. Another cool thing is the privacy settings. You can choose the default privacy setting on this page here. So I had it for everyone, and so everybody can view the groups that we created, or just members. Now you can also change this default on the actual group, each group's page, so I'll show you what that looks like a little bit later on. Next, there's a couple of options for what group admins can do. Group admins can either add and delete group pages, they can have the ability to message group members, and ability to upload cover photos. So why don't we let group admins do all of the above? Next, you'll be able to choose the group layout controls, and with this, we've kind of given you a lot of really good options. The first one, the basic one, allows group admins to add and remove group content modules on the group pages. They won't be able to change the layouts or modify the non-group content modules, but any content that's added to the group page, the group hub page, will also appear on each group page. If you wanted to do an advanced layout control, then group admins can choose alternate layouts for group pages. They can add and remove group content modules. They can make sure that content that's added to the group hub won't appear on the group pages. And lastly, you'll have complete layout control, and if you choose this option, group admins will be able to choose and alternate different layouts for group pages. They can add and remove group content modules. They can update the below header and the above header HTML boxes, and the content added to the group hub will also not appear on group pages. One quick thing about group privacy is that by default, non-members will be able to see an about block on the page. This about section will basically contain information about the group. It'll say something like added by the group creator. It'll also have member counts, so each group creator will be able to nominate the term for the group members. So like Allison described, you know, if you have a photography network, it can be photographers or hikers or something like that. And then you can also indicate whether the group that you created is open, if it's an invite-only group, or if it's closed, and also if moderation is required to be able to join that group. So if you have an open group, that means that, you know, anybody on the network can join it. If it's an invite-only group, then only the invited people that you've invited will be able to join. A closed group means that no new members can be added. And then a moderated group is one where new members have to be approved. So let's go ahead and add some group categories. The cool thing about this is that once we add some categories, it'll be easy for us to organize the groups that we've created into those categories. So I'll add a couple in here. That looks good to me. All right. Next thing that we can do here is select a layout for the group hub page. So we'll go ahead and do a 2-column layout, and we can add some content, pull in some content from the rest of our network on this group hub page. So let's pull in a pop music blog page. Why not? and also pull in some photos, maybe some festival photos. Looks good. So now that I'm done kind of customizing the basic group hub, I'll go ahead and save that, and we'll head over to the group hub tab on our homepage that we just created. All right, so go ahead and head over here. So I've actually created a couple of groups before this presentation, and so the groups that I created are visible for you here. So we can kind of go in here and check out one of the groups. All right. So for this group, the Austin Music Fans group, I've gone ahead and added a forum, I've added some photos, and I've added a blog post. So I'll go ahead and show you guys how it is that I put this together by creating another group. So we'll head over back to the home page. All right, wrong one. So to add a new group, you'll just head over to the group hub page and you'll click on the plus icon in the top right corner here. So the first thing you'll notice is that you'll have a title area, you'll have an area where you can upload an optional cover photo, and you'll have a bunch of other group-specific set of menu items. So let's create a San Francisco music lovers group. Add a little description here. You can also customize the group address how you want it to appear. If you wanted to do that on this page, like Allison mentioned, you can also name the members of the group something besides just members. So like, you know, SF fans. And you can also choose a category for the group. So let's just say indie. We want to do indie music. And let's upload a cool image for our group. Let's do that one. And let's upload a cover photo. All right, looks good. Now we can also choose who can join this group. And I think we want to leave it open for everybody, so we'll have it be a public group. We can select here whether group members can send invitations to other people, so that'll allow for more interactions. So that's a good thing to have. And like I mentioned before, you'll have more granular control over admin permissions on each group's settings. So if you wanted to change the permissions, you can click on that to expand it. And here you'll be able to choose if admins in the group can add and delete group pages, message one another, and upload cover photos. And then you'll also be able to choose that basic, advanced, or complete layout control for the group. So let's create our group. All right. So here's kind of the basic look of the group. We can start adding some more content, adding forum posts if we wanted to here. You can add a discussion by clicking on the plus icon here to get conversation going. So let's talk about the Treasure Island Music Festival. All right, and we can tag something like indie music here or something. All right, now we've got a forum in our group. We can add some more photos to our group. Make it look a little spiffier. All right. Add some tags for classification. Cool. So now we can head over to the group options. And the good thing about having this here is that you can easily feature a group from the group options drop-down menu. You can edit the group. You can manage pages, manage your members, and change your message settings. So let's manage the group pages. So you can kind of see this is sort of like a mini version of your Site and Pages tab on your dashboard. Here's a really easy place where you can add multiple instances of a forum, multiple instances of photos, and a blog page if you'd like one. So, you know, add another instance of photos. This could be, you know, Indie Fest photos. All right. So we'll go ahead and head back to the group home. Ooh. Gotta save our settings, don't we? All right. Head back over. All right. And you can check out our group that we just created here. There it is. All right. So as far as editing a group and managing your group, the group creator or the network admin, as you guys know, can update the group's name by heading into the group, editing the description, the URL, the image, the cover photo, all that stuff. You can also add more pages, like I showed you. If you wanted to add more instances of a group or a blog or a photo or anything like that. And then all of the new group pages that you created will all appear on the main groups page navigation, and then you'll be able to arrange the order in which they appear by dragging the panels around. So I'll show you what that looks like. So if you wanted, you know, add another page here and add a blog post page. Music SF blog. Be able to edit that URL in here. Again, you can edit the tab title and even add content to this page. So add more photos or something. And then you can kind of arrange the way that looks on the page. So if you want that to show up first there, something like that, you can change that. All right. Now you can see what that's going to look like, kind of preview it. That's your blog post. We haven't added any yet, but this is a good place to start. All right, so we like the way that looks. Head back to the group home. And there's our group page so far that we just created. As far as adding members to the groups, Corey mentioned this, it's really cool. You can have a couple options here. You can auto add members to your groups via profile questions. So I'll show you what that looks like. We'll head over to the members tab here. And you can create a new question, something like, what genre of music do you like? And you can have a multiple choice answer. I've added a bunch of different choices for people depending on the groups that I want to create. So if people want, or people pick, you know, electronica or country or new age or indie or something, then you can assign members to a group based on their answer. So I've gone ahead and had people that choose country, assign them to the Austin Music Fans group, and then members that choose electronica will be automatically added to the Miami Music Fans group. So that's pretty cool. Another way you can add members is through the member management option, and this is probably the easiest way to add people. And it's really, really cool. I'll show you guys that. All right. So first thing you want to do is select some members here. Nice group of people. And we can go ahead and just add them to a group. So I just created this new group, the San Francisco Music Lovers. So let's add them to this group and press OK. And now I have a bunch of people in my new group that I just created. So as soon as you add these members to a specific group, they will actually receive an email notification letting them know that they were added so that they know they can go there and check it out, which is really, really cool. And in the future, we'll also have a way to invite members. That's not just yet included, but we'll have that in there as well. And then we'll head back to our groups so I can show you a little bit of group member management tools that you have available. Let's head into here. And so you want to head to the group options tab and click on the manage members. You can see the new members that we just added. So from this member management page, there's a couple actions that you have available to you. You can ban members or suspend them from the group if you needed to. You can also reinstate a member that you've banned. So let's say that we suspended Tashina from this group. You can then filter through your suspended members and she'll appear there. And let's let her back in. So we'll reinstate her. From here, you can also change the status of a member from a regular group member to administrator or vice versa. So if we made these guys an admin, cool. Now we'll be able to view our admins, and maybe we don't want them to be admins after all, so we'll just demote them from administrator. All right, so as you guys can see here, we're using the current member management interface, kind of the same one that you'll see from the admin panel, but it's kind of, we're putting it into a different context, like a group context. As you guys can see, we took out the email address field, the IP address field, and the category columns on there, but the date joined will reflect the date that the member joined the group, not the network, just to clarify that. All right, and so you can view, again, you can view all the members, you can view invited members once we have the invitation ability in place. And then we're also going to be working on a different mobile interface for the member management page once we have that available as well. Lastly, you'll be able to message all members from here. So it's kind of cool. You can send a little broadcast message to all your members in your group. You can see what that looks like here. All right. And we'll head back to the group home, or group hub page. So you can kind of see that. And I think that is it for a little deep dive into all the stuff that Groups has to offer.